So hey students, welcome to NCERT Solutions by Vedantu for class 11th and 12th students, where we give you solutions for all the questions, for all the chapters, for all the subjects which is in your syllabus for class 11th and 12th. So this is Basavaraj. I'll be your biology master teacher, where I'll be providing you all the answers for in the questions from the biology aspect. Right. So today we have a question. Today we have a question from the chapter Plant Kingdom. Now let's read the question. The question says, what is heterospory? What is heterospory, and briefly comment on its significance and give two examples. And this question is also important in the questions in the terms of your NEET, because heterospory is also a PYQ. It's a PYQ, NEET PYQ question. So listen very carefully to this video. I'll be taking you the next 5 to 7 minutes, and you'll be able to understand what exactly is heterospory and examples and evolutionary significance of your heterospory. So heterospory. So heterospory, right? Hetero means different. Hetero means different. Spory means to produce spores. Spory means spores. So heterospory is a condition or a phenomena, right? Heterospory is a condition or a phenomena where two kinds of spores are produced. Two kinds of spores are born by the same plant. The same plant will produce two different types of spores, right? Two different types of spores. Now these spores can vary in what? Vary in size. So we have two types of spores, right, which differ in the size. So we can have microspore. The smaller one is called as now what? Microspore. The larger one is called as megaspore, right? Smaller one is called as microspore. Larger one is called as megaspore. Now this microspore give rise to the male gameto. One second, let me write it properly. This male gametophyte. The smaller spore give rise to male gametophyte, while your megaspore give rise to the female gametophyte. So we have two types of spores. Smaller one is called as microspore, larger one is called as megaspore. Microspore give rise to the mega gametophyte. The larger one, that's called megaspore, give rise to the female gametophyte. Now this male gametophyte will produce male gametes, obviously male gametes. The female will produce female gametes, right? Female will produce female gametes, male gametes, and the female gametes will fuse. The male gametes which are released, I'm telling you released. Why? I'll tell you why. It's male gametes are released. They're released and they travel to the female gametophyte. Male gametes which are released travel to the female gametophyte, right? And the female gamete, which is a megaspore, is not released. The male gametophyte is released, while the female gametophyte, that is megaspore, is retained. Megaspore is retained inside the mega gametophyte. Now this retention is very important because that is one of the significance. The first significance here is the differentiation in the gametophytes. We have the male gametophyte, female gametophyte. The male gametophyte fusion between the male and the female gametophyte results in the zygote. This zygote is inside. The zygote is inside the zygote is developing inside. Zygote is developing inside the female gametophyte. So inside the female gametophyte, the zygote is developing. Why? Because there was a retention of the megaspore. Megaspore is retained inside the female gametophyte, where the the male gamete came and did the fertilization, and with the help of that, this ensured that ensure development of your zygote. I'll repeat again. The zygote development happened. development is happening inside the female gametophyte because megaspore was retained there. Megaspore was retained there. The sperm or the male gametophyte came and fusion takes place. The zygote is developing inside the female gametophyte to ensure its development. Clear? This is nothing called as seed habitat. Seed habitat. This is called seed habitat, which is known in the higher plants, where the female, when the double fertilization happens, zygote is forming inside the embryo sac, right? Zygote is developing inside the embryo sac. This is where it started. It started in your ferns. It started in your pteridophytes. Later on, it became evident. In the case of your angiosperms. Later on, angiosperms. So that's the significance of the heterospory. Two type of spores are formed. Now examples. The two examples which is given you NCERT. Let me change the color. That is Selaginella. Okay. Selaginella and Salvinia. Right? Selaginella and Salvinia. These are the two examples of plants which undergo heterospory. Right? So heterospory is the condition where we find two different types of spores, and then based on the size we have microspore, megaspore. Microspore gives rise to male gametophyte, megaspore gives rise to the female gametophyte, which produces the spores, and the male spore travels to the female gametophyte where the female gametophyte is stored, is retained. The megaspore is retained. I'm writing it here. Is retained inside the female gametophyte. That is called a seed habitat, which can be also be seen in the higher plants. The two examples of heterospory is Selaginella as well as Salvinia. So that's the question. That's the answer to this question. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you do not want to miss any of the content which is going to be uploaded in this channel. So until next time.